Hi guys, my name is Rizvi. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I'm making this video for the people they think they left behind in computer literacy, or maybe they just like to learn some new basic concept about computer technology and computer networking, and they like to know what is cybersecurity. So this video have two parts. The part one is about introduction to computer networking, and the part two will be about introduction to cybersecurity. Today's computer networks are everywhere. You will find them in your home, in your offices, in your factories, almost everywhere. So, what is computer network? Just break it down in a very basic concept. What is network? For example, a group of people or a family members, they are connected to each other called family network. I'm sure most people have seen devices like computer, keyboard, mouse, webcam, laptop, printer, cell phone in their homes. When these devices are connected with each other, this is what we call that computer network. This is simple home computer network. In information technology, a network is defined as the connection of at least two computer systems, either by a cable or wireless connection. The purpose of network is transmitting, exchanging, or sharing data and resources. We can build a computer network using hardware like router, switches, modem, access point, and cables, and software, for example, operating system or business applications. When two computers or devices like to communicate with each other, they need to have a common language. In networking, this is called a protocol. In order to communicate with each other, each computer need to have a unique address, same as our home address. This is what we call that MAC address. There are three main building blocks of network: devices, application, and networks. Networking hardware, also known as networking equipment or computer networking devices. As you can see in image, switch, router, bridge, gateway, repeater, network interface card, NIC, wall access point, and hub, commonly used in computer networking. Type of cable connectors mostly used in networking. As you can see in image, fiber optic patch cord, Ethernet cable, RJ45 connector, RJ11 connector. These connectors commonly used in computer networking. Types of port plugs commonly used in networking: Ethernet, mini USB, HDMI, USB type A, micro USB, USB type B, audio plug-in, USB type C, headphone plug-in, USB 3, commonly used in computer networking. Computer network architecture is defined as the physical and logical design of how computer software hardware should be organized and connected. Simply, we can say that how computers are organized and which tasks are allocated to which computer. There are two important computer network architecture. Number one, peer-to-peer architecture, and second is a client-server architecture. Peer-to-peer network. All the computers in a computer network are connected with every computer in the network. There is no central computer or server in peer-to-peer network. In client-server network architecture, there is a central computer. This central computer acts as a server and serve all the requests from client computers. All the data is stored in this server. When the request is made by a client computers, this data share with all the client computers. Computer network types. So what we have learned so far, a computer network is a group of computers linked to each other that enables the computer to communicate with another computer and share their resources, data, and applications. There are different type of computer networks. They can be categorized by their size. A computer network is mainly of four types: LAN, local area network; PAN, personal area network; MAN, metropolitan area network; WAN, wide area network. PAN stand for Personal Area Network. PAN is a computer network organized around an individual. There are two types of PAN: wide personal area network using a USB, and the other one is wireless personal area network, use wireless network technology and wireless USB or Bluetooth. LAN, local area network, a group of devices, for example computers, laptops, servers, printers. They are located in a same building, they are close to each other. This is what LAN is. MAN, Metropolitan Area Network, is a class of network which serve a large geographical area between 5 to 50 kilometers in range. Metropolitan area networks are typically larger than local area networks but smaller than wide area networks. WAN, wide area network. WAN connect computer over a wide area such as from region to region or even continent to continent. The internet is the largest wide area network, connecting billions of computers worldwide. Network topology. Network topology refers to how the nodes, devices, and links in a network are arranged. Topology is equal to layout. Topologies can be wired and wireless. There are number of topologies, but the most common are bus, ring, star, and mesh topologies. Bus network topology. In bus network topology, every node or computer is connected directly to the main cable. Bus topology typically use coaxial cable and BNC connector. We also call that T connector. Ring topology. In a ring topology, nodes or computers are connected in a loop or ring. This kind of topology is very old and is rarely used today. Star network topology. In a star network topology, all nodes or computers are connected to a single central hub, and each node is directly connected through that hub or switch. Mesh topology. A mesh topology is defined by overlapping connections between nodes. In a mesh topology, there is no central connection point. You can create a full mesh topology where every node in the network is connected to every other node. I have a question. How do computers communicate with each other? Computer or devices are made in different countries by different vendors. How come they are compatible with each other? In starting days of computer networking, there was a big problem. Vendors created computers or devices models to support their products. The biggest problem with these models was that they allowed communication only between the devices that were manufactured by the same vendor. For example, a computer manufactured by IBM was able to communicate only with the computer or networking devices that was also manufactured by IBM. This situation was neither good or profitable for both manufacturers and consumers. To overcome these barriers and obstacles, two major efforts were made. The first one was OSI, Open System Interconnection Model, created by US Department of Defense and ISO, the International Organization for Standardization. And the second one was TCP/IP model, created by US Department of Defense. The purpose of these models to support a vendor-neutral networking model acceptable by all consumer and users. Number two, the standardized data networking protocol to allow communication between all networking devices across the entire planet. Number three, to create a common platform for software developers and hardware manufacturers. So now we have to talk about OSI model. What is OSI model? The OSI model is a conceptual theoretical model for reference and understanding how data flow across and within network. The OSI model breaks down network communication into 7 layers. Each layer describes a particular functionality along with protocols and devices. The OSI model describes the functions of networking or telecommunication system. The model uses layers to help give a visual description of what's going on with a particular networking system. 7 layers of OSI model. Layer number 1 physical layer, layer number 2 data link, layer number 3 network, layer 4 transport layer, layer 5 session layer, layer 6 presentation layer, and layer 7 is application layer. And now we will talk about the OSI model in detail. Physical layer. Physical layer is the lowest layer of OSI reference model. It is responsible for sending bits from one computer to another. The physical layer is responsible for the physical cable like copper wire or fiber optic or wireless connection between network nodes and is responsible for transmission of the raw data, which is simply a series of zeros and ones. Hub and repeaters are connected to the physical layer. Network layer. The network layer has two main functions. One is breaking up segments into a network packets and reassembling them the packets on the receiving ends. A network packet is a formatted unit of data. The network layer uses network addresses, IP address, Internet Protocol address to route packet to a destination node. Data link layer. The data link layer is the second layer of the OSI model of computer networking. This layer is the protocol layer that transfers data between nodes on a network. A frame is the data unit of data link layer. It's also a protocol. Switch and bridge are connected with this layer. Transport layer. The transport layer carries out flow control, sending data at the rate that matches the connection speed of the receiving device. And error control, checking if data was received incorrectly and if not, requesting it again. Protocol used in this layer are TCP and UDP. Session layer. The session layer creates communication channel called session between devices. It is responsible for opening session, ensuring they remain open and functional, while data is being transferred and closing them when communication ends. Presentation layer. The presentation layer prepares data for the application layer. It defines how two devices should encode, encrypt, and compress data so it received correctly on the other end. Application layer. The application layer is used by end user software such as web browser, email client. It provides protocol that allow software to send and receive information and present meaningful data to user. A few examples of application layer protocol are the hypertext transfer protocol HTTP, file transfer protocol FTP, post office protocol POP, and simple mail transfer protocol SMTP, and domain name system DNS. The TCP/IP model is a concise version of OSI model. It contained four layers. TCP/IP means Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. It is the network model. TCP/IP model help you to determine how a specific computer should be connected to the internet and how data should be transmitted between them. The purpose of TCP/IP model is to allow communication over large distances. By the way, protocols are set of rules. Four layers of TCP/IP model: application layer, transport layer, network layer, network interface layer. The application layer is the highest layer in the TCP/IP model, and this layer related to the first three layers of the OSI model. The application layer of the TCP/IP model is used to handle all processes to processes communication functions. There are a number of different functions which are carried out by this layer, including session establishment, maintenance and termination, character code, translation, data conversion, compression and encryption, remote access, network management, and electronic messaging. Common protocol including named pipes, NetBIOS, MIME, TLS, SSL, FTP, DNS, HTTP, SMTP, and many others. Transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for reliability, flow control, and correction of data which is being sent over the network. The two protocols used in transport layer are UDP, User Datagram Protocol, and Transmission Control Protocol, TCP. User Datagram Protocol, UDP, it provides connection-less service and end-to-end delivery of transmission. User Datagram Protocol discover the error and ICMP protocol report the error to the sender. UDP does not specify which packet is lost. Transmission Control Protocol, TCP. It provides a full transport layer service to application. It creates a virtual circuit between the sender and receiver, and it is active for the duration of the transmission. Network access layer. A network access layer is the combination of physical layer and data link layer of the OSI model. It defines how data should be sent physically through the network. This layer is mainly responsible for the transmission of data between two devices on the same network. The function carried out by this layer are encapsulating the IP datagram into frame transmitted by the network and mapping of IP addresses into physical address. The protocol used by this layer are Ethernet, token ring, FDDI, X.25, frame relay. What are datagram, segment, frame, and packet? They are unit of data in networking, but I will explain. Datagram are also called IP datagrams. Datagram or segments are unit of data in transport layer. A datagram called frame at layer 2. A same datagram called packet at layer 3. The network interface layer. The network interface layer, commonly referred to as the data link layer. This layer is the physical interface between the host system and the network hardware. It defines how data packets are to be formatted for transmission and routing. Common protocol for this layer is IEEE 802.2. IEEE 802.2 is the original name of the ISO standard, which defines logical link control. hub, switch, and routers. All three devices are similar, but three of them handle data in different way. Number one is hub. It's a networking device. Hub work as a central connection between all network equipment, connect devices with Ethernet cable. Hub is not intelligent device. Hub does not filter any data, broadcast all the information to all the devices. Can be security risk. Yeah, hub can be security risk. Hub is a half duplex device. Half duplex mean devices or nodes cannot send and receive data at the same time. For example, walkie-talkie. Full duplex mean devices or nodes can send and receive data at the same time. Switches are networking devices like a hub. Switch connect devices in a network. Like a hub, a switch is the connection point for the computers and other devices in a network. Switch uses a MAC address to send data packets to selected destination ports. A switch has many ports to which computers are plugged in. A switch is more intelligent than hub. Switches are active devices equipped with network software and network management capabilities. Switches can perform some error checking before forwarding data to the destination port. Switches is a full duplex device. A MAC address is a hardware identification number that uniquely identifies each device on a network. Routers. A router is a networking device that routes or passes your internet connection to all your devices. Router perform the traffic directing functions on the internet. It connects different networks together and send data packet from one network to another. A router can be used in a local area network and wide area network. A router inspects a given data packet's destination internet protocol address, calculate the best way for it to reach its destination, and then forward it accordingly. Some common terms to know when discussing computer networking. Number one, what is Internet browser? Internet browser, also known as web browser or simply a browser, is a software program that lets you view web pages on your computer. You can think of your browser as your gateway to the internet. The main purpose of internet browser is to translate the code that computer use to create website into the text, graphics, and other features of web pages that we are used to seeing today. What is the World Wide Web or WWW? Many people think that the internet and the World Wide Web are the same thing. While they are closely linked, they are very different systems. The internet is a huge network of computers all connected together. The World Wide Web, WWW or web for short, is a collection of web pages found on this network of computers. Your web browser uses the internet to access the web. What is the internet? The internet is a huge network of computers all connected together. The internet is actually a network of networks that connects billions of digital devices worldwide. What is search engine? A search engine is a software program that help people to find the information they are looking for online using keyword or phrases. Search engines are able to return results quickly even with millions of websites online. The top 5 search engines worldwide are Google, Bing, Yahoo, Baidu, and Yandex. How do you define a website? A website is a collection of related material that contain text, images, and may also include video, audios. A website can be simply as a few static pages or as complex as several web applications running simultaneously. What is data? In general, data is a piece of information that is gathered for some important purpose. Data can be available in terms of bit and byte stored in electronic memory. We also call that hard drives. There are different kind of data such as sound, videos, numbers, pictures, or text. What is URL? URL, a uniform resource locator, is also known as a web address. Simple. What is protocol? Like TCP, UDP, ICMP, and other protocols. Protocols are different way of communicating over the internet. Protocol is the language computer understand. Computer do not understand the human language. So that's why we need to use protocol. What is ISP? Your internet service provider is the company that provides you an internet connection. ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. What is IP address? An internet protocol address or IP address is a numerical address that corresponds to your computer network. When a computer wants to connect to another computer, same like our home address, all the computer networks have address. This is what we call that IP address. What is domain name? A domain name is your website name. A domain name is the address where internet user can access your website. Simple. What is DNS? The DNS stands for Domain Name System. The domain name system is how computers convert human readable domain names and host names to numerical IP addresses. What is gateway? A gateway is a device that routes traffic between networks. For example, at home, your router is your gateway. It provides a gateway between your local area network and wide area network, LAN and WAN. What is packet? A packet is a unit of data sent between devices or computers. What is HTTP? It stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP is protocol used to transfer data over the web. This is a defined language which computers can use to talk to each other. What is modem? A modem is what brings the internet into your home or business. It's a hardware device. What is port? Computer hardware. A port serves as an interface connection between the computer and other computers or peripheral devices like RJ45 connector port, like USB port. What are the networking hardware? Networking hardware are the networking equipment or computer networking devices like modem, computer, router, switch, cable, or like RJ45 connector, hub, bridge, switch.